Hi, so just here to give you another update on COVID in Bristol and what we're doing to keep you safe. So, as of this moment in time, that we have just under 1,500 cases confirmed in Bristol since the pandemic began. But we've had 41 new cases in the past 7 days. The numbers are fluctuating daily, but we have seen a steady increase in the number of cases per week. The regional R rate sits somewhere between zero point 0.8 to 1.1. I remember anything above 1 means the virus is spreading. So everyone needs to take responsibility now. Transport hubs such as Bristol, it makes us a real asset, but it also makes us an area of automatic concern. Trains, buses, roads cross over in Bristol. We have service stations and airports. Can we just ask you to please remember to wear a face covering and practice good hygiene when you're on public transport, when you're in transport hub, service station, or when you're shopping or car sharing. This is a cause for concern. It should not be a cause for alarm if we can take action now to keep ourselves safe. On public gatherings, we found that most people are sticking to the guidelines. Some people, however, are beginning to act a bit irresponsibly by gathering illegally through parties, raves, car meets. We absolutely understand people's desire to socialize and to free themselves from the restrictions of lockdown. But we do have to do this carefully, otherwise we can end up near back where we started. These events are happening without any measures being put in place, without risk assessments, and without necessary permissions. Where measures exist, those influenced by alcohol, drugs, or antisocial behavior, forget them also. So we do have to be incredibly careful. They are at great risk of spreading the virus amongst themselves, then taking it home and sharing it with others. That's how this thing spread. The police said they will deal robustly with those people who intentionally go against the regulations and put other people at risk. And you'll know the fines are starting to ramp up as well. So for other people's sake, for your own sake, please think carefully about what you are getting involved in. Now, specifically on Extinction Rebellion protests, so from today until Monday for the whole of the bank holiday, they'll be holding a weekend of protests. I think they're going on around the country. In Bristol, they're going to be focused around the harbour front, Arnold Feeney. Prince Street Bridge has been closed to traffic. They've blocked Prince Street Bridge, but it will still open for boats to pass through, and it will be open to pedestrians and cyclists. Clifton Suspension Bridge is also closed to traffic. Again, it was a target of protest, and that decision was made in the name of safety. People planning on travelling from outside the city, places like Birmingham and Swindon, to Bristol to participate in any protests, our message is you need to stay away, particularly where people are coming from areas of higher prevalence that increase the risk of bringing a virus into Bristol to be spread amongst Bristol people. So the risk is really spread when people travel together and mixed before and after events also. So we need to walk this high wire act of balancing the right to protest with public safety. It's a key part of our democratic system. We recognise that, and it's one that we really want to protect. I do think there's a question though on strategy, and I've shared many times, if the effort is to influence a Conservative government, taking action in Labour-run cities may not give the return on investment that's being sought, but that's a discussion for another day. We are really pleased that our children will have the opportunity to go back to school next week. From the beginning, their safety, the safety of our teaching staff and school staff has been at the forefront, and we've been meeting teachers since the very beginning of lockdown to think about the consequences of lockdown and schools being closed to many children, but also the transition back to schools as well. It is important that children are attend. Safety measures and procedures have been put in place, and they will be explained to parents. Schools are available to explain more. We have put a resource together to support parents as well on www.bristol.gov.uk/back to school. We recognise that people may feel some anxiety, both parents, carers, and children. But I rest assured that we have taken all measures possible in the city to minimise any risk to our children, our teachers, and our school staff. There is never no risk. Let's be frank with you. But what we can do is minimise risk, and incredible work has gone on to do so. And I just want to say a big thank you to Councillor Helen Godwin, my Cabinet Member for Children, Women and Families, and a big thank you to those of you that have participated with her in the school uniform drive. We know this is a phenomenally expensive process to go through, getting uniforms for our children. And Helen has really stepped into the breach and recognised there are people with old uniforms in their homes hanging around. The schools have changed. Some of the schools have changed their uniforms and so have uniforms that are no longer going to be required, and making sure those don't go to waste, to landfill, but actually go to children who will need them, particularly families who may be struggling to cover the cost of school uniforms, was an inspired thing for the city to get involved in. In fact, I've just left one of my colleagues, Jonathan. He's gone downstairs to sort through the uniforms that are there now for some of the parents that have written in directly to my office asking for those uniforms. If you can still contribute, we only have non-branded items, please, such as trousers, skirts and shirts available. But we also do have grants available through our local crisis prevention fund to help families meet the cost of going back to school if you need it. So please be aware of that. And you can apply online at the Bristol City Council website if you do need support. But in lieu of that, have a great bank holiday weekend. Take care.